Battlefield producer response. So you don't know what's been going on. Someone on uh Twitter has been or X has been claiming to be an ex EA or ex Dice employee saying all this stuff about Battlefield. I don't care about that. They can. It's all rumors. Who knows if they're actually an ex employee or whatever. But we will see about this. I looked at like 5 seconds, make sure it's not gonna jump around. I don't think it's jumping around too much. If it does, I can fill it in because I know about it. Uh, this is just one of the producers talking about the next game. You see, Dice is listening this time? Question mark. Hopefully they are. They didn't listen last time. They didn't listen the time before, and both games launched horribly. Battlefield 5 launched horribly. Battlefield 2042 launched horribly. People are still not over 2042. People are kind of over Battlefield 5 at this point. So let's see what happens with this.
What's up, guys? It's Crash and another Battlefield video for you guys today. I guess it's that time to start talking about the next Battlefield because it's been picking up more and more steam out there in the news and media and everything like that. More and more people are talking about what's coming with this next giant entry into the franchise. And my last video was largely pretty negative, talking about some alleged leaks from a insider who was allegedly formerly a DICE dev, an employee that worked there.
Yeah, it's not confirmed he's an employee or not. That's why we're not looking at that because I do not care. It could be a fake employee making up bullcrap. Who knows?
Responded to by the lead producer David Serlin, who we're going to talk quite a bit about today, as he was.
But I would like to hear a producer of the game actually talking about the game and what's up. That's why we're looking at this specifically.
Interacting on X with some of the community members and said some really good stuff. So as negative as that video was, this one's going to be a little bit more positive. But when I start talking positively about Battlefield, we have to preface the conversation with, we are very much in a show me, don't tell me state of mind with this game. We have to see something before we can get excited. So more or less this.
Yes, we are. They literally told us for 2042 that they were like ahead of schedule. And the game launched to the biggest disaster I probably witnessed besides the day before it came out.
Video is kind of receipts more than it really is anything, because
it wasn't as bad as Concord. I will say that Concord is probably the worst launch ever seen of all time. Like literally, they avoided that game so bad, so fast. They got rid of that game, just deleted it off the face of the planet.
Putting some good stuff out there, and we need to hold them to it, and hopefully this all comes to fruition. Now, like I said, there's been more and more stuff and more talk about the next Battlefield in the news, and it's getting close to that time. And one of the big articles was over on Insider Gaming, where they talked about play tests are starting to ramp up. This was the other day. We know that the end of last year in an investor meeting, they talked about how they were really going to, leverage the community more to get bugs worked out. And
yes, they did say that. I think the problems were with the old games, or at least the last title. I don't think they did as much open testing. I think the more internal testing, maybe because of COVID. Also, COVID did happen. Is this making nipples? No, it's not making my nipples hard. I just like talking about this. So there was several when Battlefield 2042 came out. There was several things that happened. This is not an excuse. I'm not defending the game. It's their fault. They should have delayed it longer than what they did. They delayed it, I think, once to November or something like that, and that wasn't enough. Yeah, they were ahead of schedule, but they got delayed. Yeah, that's what happened. So they middle of the making the game, what happened was one of the employees said, this is so long ago, I might get it wrong, so you know, this is just what I heard. One employee said that they had to upgrade engines. So the Frostbite engine, I think, had an update, and it's the in-house engine. They make the engine. They use the engine, whatever. So they had upgraded it, and everything stopped working, and they had to basically rebuild the whole game within like a year or two, which is part of the reason why it launched horribly. Part of the reason. But then you also say, how about Battlefield 5? Because that game also launched horribly, but to be fair, Battlefield 5 had more features in it and was more a complete game than Battlefield 2022 was on launch. So that's what happened. That's basically that. And, COVID happened as well. Every game came out 2019, 2020, basically got hit by COVID. Some didn't get really affected, like Elden Ring. Other games heavily affected, like Battlefield.
and avoid another disastrous launch. So it has been said that these are going on behind the scenes now. And one of the more critical Battlefield content creators, Enders, said essentially, he can't believe he still doesn't get invited to these things. And that's where David comes in. Again, the lead producer of Battlefield over at DICE said, I wouldn't count your chickens on that. And that started.
I don't get invited to anything, dude. I've been defending Battlefield for so long, and they don't invite me to crap. I've been wanting to get invited to stuff since Battlefield 5 came out. I still have not got invited to anything.
A whole flurry of interactions with the community, and some of his answers were pretty good. So I wanted to take a look at those with you guys. One of them was essentially at the end of it to please show us proof this time, which is kind of what I said. And he said, I think I've said this before about a Battlefield title. It is necessary to convince through the gameplay being played, not words or promises, all in time. So hopefully this means that we are going to get, a beta maybe earlier rather than later. Again, the kind of the 2042 beta was incredible for many different reasons, of the state that it was in, the flurry of drama and stuff around it being an old build, and the games.
I was about to pull it up. I was about to say they said it was an old build. It wasn't an old build. It was in fact not an old build.
Just fine. We need to let it cook longer.
Sorry. That said it was an old build. Wasn't an old build. It was a disaster. Leaks came out showing the game. It was all horrible. Now they fixed all that stuff. Like I said, most of it's fixed. There's still issues here and there. Like I see issues when I play, of course, but uh, it's in a playable state now. I have a lot of fun with it. If you don't play seriously, you have fun with it. You play for fun, you have fun with it.
All that stuff that went down with that beta. Let's hope we get a little bit earlier of a beta. They can actually have some time to iterate on feedback and work.
They need to. I don't know why they keep doing this Call of Duty bullcrap, but like 2 weeks before launch, they'll do a beta. They need to have a beta 2 months at least before launch. Yeah, the options to kiss the other soldiers doesn't show up in my game. It's still bug. Okay, this wrong game, dude. Wrong game. I used to play a lot of For Honor, and I got this thing that let me kiss other people. It's an actual thing in the game.
Work on bugs and things like that. So he's saying, and I echo this sentiment wholeheartedly, that we need gameplay. So hopefully there's going to be a play test that we can play, people can get into and check it out ahead of time. I think that would be awesome. This ex user was saying that Enders doesn't hold back when it comes to feedback. He gives you what you need to hear, not what you want. And David responded to this in an awesome way. He said, I am not known for going after yes sayers with
I like Enders. Enders make good content. He does a lot of good stuff. He craps on stuff that needs to be crapped on. Other than that, he's a good guy. Makes good videos.
For example, we targeted the most negative voices, battle nonsense for one. It was essential to get them on board and believing in the approach and the game. The only way to do that is to have them play and interact with them. So essentially what he's saying is all the content creators, all the players, all the professional players, all the really good, Battlefield people that this is their career, like they play a ton and have the most hours of anybody on the game, they actually interacted and talked to them. And I think that's awesome.
It interacted with me, dude. I play this game. I play this game so much. No one interacted with me. No one knows about me.
Because over the last several Battlefield titles, anytime a content creator gives any kind
of... Oh, my bad, dude. I just realized I'm above him. Sorry about that.
Even constructive criticism, even if there is constructive criticism, they get completely shunned, blacklisted, not talked to. They're never going to be.
Oh, I criticize crap out of it. I also do love to see
news or anything to talk about and make videos about just because they criticize the game. I think as someone who is a developer, at least constructive, respectful criticism should be listened to and taken to make a better game. And why would you not listen to the players who's, essentially their livelihood is around playing this game? So you would think they would be intimately familiar with how it works and how it should be balanced and stuff like that. Then the other one, I thought this was interesting as a Battlefield 5 fan. I like to hear this because, as you guys know, this ex user talked about telemetry data after 2 TTK disasters in Battlefield 5. I doubt DICE knows how to translate this data.
They did fix it in Battlefield 2022, which means they did learn from Battlefield 5. Now, I also saw that I think it's like 96% of all the DICE employees got quit or whatever, left different companies. I don't know what the case is there. And I was like, is that really a bad thing? Because they're the ones that made 2042. And 2042 flopped hard. So maybe the new guys know what they're doing. Who knows?
David went on to answer there were multiple.
Oh, also with the TTK stuff, you don't know. Battlefield 5 switched up to TTK twice. First time was at the beginning of the game's life cycle in that Christmas area, right before Christmas. I think 2018, 2017. When was it? Battlefield 5 launched 2018. Yeah, it was about November. It launched November. By the time December came around, they changed up the TTK, all the gunplay, whatever. I got in on Christmas. I was too young. I didn't have money, so I got it for Christmas. So I didn't know how it was before that. Then they changed it again to make it feel more beefy. I think I liked how it was before they changed it. Basically, what they did was to give people more health and give them more ammo in the guns. But I liked how it was balanced before. I thought it was nice having a fast TTK in a slow environment.
Multiple ways and opinions around that data. I represent the initial and the final versions in that case. So that can be a little bit of a sigh
That's
of
just me.
relief.
I
You
liked
guys
it either
know when
way.
Battlefield
I just like
happened,
the
Battlefield
other one
5,
better.
it felt pretty good. They did a terrible time to kill thing. Completely broke Firestorm where it could take like 10 bullets to kill somebody if they had a vest on. It was
That's what I said. That's literally what I said.
insane. Completely made everybody shoot marshmallows, and then they reverted it and then back again. But we can rest easy knowing that David liked it as it played before and after that entire debacle. So that's good. At least he can understand how a time to kill should feel in a
So I didn't know that. I guess they did turn it back. I think they turned it back, then they did it again to kind of even ground or something. I don't remember. It's so long ago. I was in high school. I had other things going on, like trying to figure out what college I want to go to.
Battlefield title. But all of this to say, we have so much negativity around the franchise with the last two titles, with
Yep.
the stuff we talked about in the last video, talking about how not very many people there have ever worked on a Battlefield before. But I think there are a few shining spots of hope for the franchise. Probably the biggest one would have to be David, how he interacts with the community, how he has a track record of interacting with the community in the past on Battlefield 4. And then you also have Vince Zampella, who I don't think has really, love him or hate him. He comes from that Call of Duty line, Apex Legends, Titanfall, all that stuff. If you think back on it, though, I don't think he's ever released a bad game. So you kind of have those things going
I don't
for us
think
that can give you
I don't
hope.
think he has. I think uh Vince might be a good choice for that. Sabella might be a good choice for that. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's like the creative director or something like that. I don't know. I have no idea. Um I know he's somewhat high up. That's all I know. Then David, also community manager. I think community manager the whole me. I don't know these titles, dude. I'm not that invested. All I know is Battlefield. All I know is Mr. Battlefield left or something like that.
For this next title, I'm really hoping that we do get some way to play test this game very soon, so they have plenty of time to work on bugs, so we can have one of the very rare instances over the decades where we have a non-buggy Battlefield launch. Can you guys imagine what that would be?
Ooh, that's never gonna happen, dude. Battlefield 4, buggy. Battlefield 3, buggy. Battlefield 1, I think it was kind of buggy. I don't think it was that bad. I don't know. I didn't find it bad personally. Battlefield 5, it wasn't that buggy, but it was more controversy around it. Battlefield 2042, the worst launch of ever. Worst, worst Battlefield launch ever. Buggiest game ever. Insanely buggy. I don't know what they did that he dropped the ball on that one.
Be like if we had a Battlefield with a class system, a modern setting that was optimized with a server browser and a team balancer, and they had all that stuff that
I don't believe in server browsers. I don't care about server browsers. The only reason why server browsers should be a thing is for community service. That's just me. I do not care about server browsers. Server browsers are like this. They're not like this, dude. If I'm playing an official server, I do not care about a server browser. I just want to queue up into a server. You know why I say that? You go play Hell and Lose and try to get in a server, dude. You try to get in an official server, you'll be sitting there fighting the whole thing because you can't beat the other people. I do not believe in a server browser for official service. Community service, sure thing. Put a server browser in. Official service, just let people just queue up somewhere. Who cares?
everybody wants, and it worked on launch night, wouldn't that be something to behold? It'd be interesting to see how it plays out. But anyway, guys, stay tuned to the channel. There is an EA and
Also, I don't know. They can of course have a server browser, but the main way to get in the game should be queuing up in official service. community servers are different. You can't do the queue up in a community server because there's different roles and whatever. That's going on. That's why those, of course, need a server browser for those. That's just me. That's my opinion on that. I know that's probably a hot take for Battlefield players, but that literally is my opinion on that.
Investor call coming up that I will probably listen to and kind of paraphrase that for you
Oh, there's an
guys so you
investor
don't
call
have to
coming up?
listen to the whole thing and try to stay awake. I will do that for you. I'll take that bullet for you guys and check it out. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. What do you
Lunge up
think
all the
of
game on there.
David's comments and everything that he said? I'd love to hear in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to see you on the next one.
Dude, that's real close. Look at that. Yeah, 7 lives left. That was really close. Yeah, think about chopping on the Battlefield 5. Watching him play makes me want to play again. I put so many hours. I had 2,000 hours in Battlefield 5. I love that game so much. This was the other thing. The scary room is. We're not talking about that. That's not important. It's an ex Dice employee. It's it's rumored. It's not confirmed or anything like that. So let's talk about this for a second. We looked at that thing earlier today about Battlefield 6. Not earlier today. Sorry, we looked at it last year, early last year. I'm not too confident till we see gameplay. I'm here with Battlefield right now. Like they fixed 2042 shit, but it shouldn't have to be fixed. It should be on launch, playable, enjoyable, not buggy, not crappy maps. It should just be an experience that's there, that's working, and it's good. The last couple titles, they have dropped the ball on them. I won't lie. Everyone knows it. We all see the Battlefield 2022 Steam charts. There's nothing to fix this launch. I have crapped on this launch several times. I will continue crapping on this launch. This is what you should not do. This is released 100K November, literally a day after they lose 7K, the day after they lose 20K, 30K, and it keeps dropping and dropping. And by the time it's December, it had a third of its player count left playing. Then that keeps dropping and it gets down to 10,000. I think the lowest was 2,000 or something like that. Yeah, right over here, 2,000. Then it just keeps going. It's like super low. I don't know how they supported this game, honestly. I mean, this is when the game actually got fixed. That's why the play count actually shot up. Then something happened. Free weekend blew up the thing and it went up. Yeah, they should not mess up this again, dude. Like this is embarrassing for a Battlefield game. Like really embarrassing. You lost like literally 90% of your player count in a month or 2 months. That's literally insane. Battlefield 4, 700 people playing. It was not on Steam, by the way. I'm letting you know right now. This came on Steam in 2020. On 2020, the most people plays on Origin. Letting you know right now. Most people do play as on Origin in Game Pass. They still went up to 5,000 though, and up to it was free weekend 10K on free weekend 12K. They drop back down. Look, there's still 2,000 people playing this game. This game is over 10 years old now. I think it's about 12. Someone said something. I think it was a Codfather. He pissed me off. You know what he said? You don't like playing Call of Duty Battlefield because it's too competitive because there's no skill based matchmaking. I was like, Call of Duty Battlefield games with like the old ones is still played heavily. Like Battlefield 4 is. They probably still get a couple $1,000s for this game a month because you have to pay for service. There's a community service on here. I don't know if there's any more. I don't think there's any official servers anymore. At least maybe one or two of them or three. But everything else is community servers on this now. Battlefield 1, 6,000 people. Dude, there's still a lot of people playing this as well. 25 peak is over 10K. That's a lot of people still playing this. Battlefield 5 probably had less, to be completely honest. Actually, that's pretty good. That's really good, actually. 28K players this month? That's actually not bad. I'm surprised people actually still play this. This was pretty good numbers. I think this was close to 2042 launch over here. I think, anyways. Yeah, I need to hop back on Battlefield 5. Maybe grind up again. We played some. It's been a while.